Now, when it comes to the Shelby 427 Cobra, we back in action. As you know, this is a buddy build I'm doing with my good friend Manny over there at Manny Scale Modeling. Manny was under the weather for a little bit, so we pulled back on the build. And to let y'all know, the same thing I let Manny know behind the scenes, I'm a real soldier and a real veteran. I don't believe in leaving a man behind at all. And I told Manny, take your time. I'm gonna take my time with my build, and we're gonna finish these Cobras together. That's my battle buddy over there. Make sure y'all go over there, subscribe, show Manny your support. I'm so glad he's back on the bench. Like I said, we just taking our time with this build. Tonight I'm gonna be working on my suspension and the engine. And for a while there, I was a little intimidated by this suspension because the directions make it look crazy. Like it's very difficult to put together. But it's not. It's not at all. It's a little tedious, attention to detail on some of the steps, but just take your time. That's the only thing you have to do. Just painting on my shocks right here. And this is part of the rear suspension. Now I'm doing a little touch up here with my black craft paint. That's the rear suspension done. Now it's time for the front suspension. Now this is one of those steps right here when you gotta have a lot of attention to detail. Look at that somersault. I thought the directions was crazy at first. Then I studied a little bit more and it made sense. Another somersault. And we in there. That looks good. And I use my heads or tails, my color shot, to spray everything. I mean, the color shot, heads or tails for me is so versatile. You can throw a little panel line accent on it to darken it up, make it look like steel, aluminum, keep it how it is, and have more of a chrome effect to it. But a very good paint. I highly recommend it. You can find it at Michael's. I already got my block together. Got that water pump on there. Now I'm just adding my oil pan. Now I love this part. Y'all see those little dots? Those are your spark plugs. And I'm gonna drill them right out. One hole down, 7 to go. Get my intake manifold together. I painted that carburetor gold. It reflects off the walls. That's really nice. Here's our air cleaner. Got to trim my distributor so it can fit. Paint it black. I also like to paint in my boots for my distributor. That's a flat black craft paint I'm using. Set that to the side, let it dry. Now I'm installing my headers. The headers come in 2 parts. Here's the second part that goes on the outside. And they really look awesome when they're together. Took care of the other side. All right, here's my belts with the pulley and the alternator. That's the starter. Put our manifold intake on with our spark plug wires and distributor. And look what I did to that valve cover. Brought that green in from the body. Scraped off the lettering. We got Cobra 427 left. Really brings out that motor. Same thing on the other side. I got my spark plug boots already cut up. About to install them. They slide right over this wire. Too easy. Now it's time to get these wires installed in the engine. All right, put my glue in the holes, of course. Now I like to glue my wires together right here so they can stay tight. I just take some flat black paint, fill that in, and that's my spark plug wire holder. Makes a nice clamp. Okay, the engine's wired. I had to scratch build my own ignition coil right here. No problem. We're gonna take care of that 9th wire. Put my boot on there and getting it done. I don't know why a lot of these kits don't come with ignition coils, but they need to. But I got it taken care of. Did some touch-up painting on everything. That's done. Now it's time to get that radiator together. That's a hose for the engine. Install my decal. Now let's get that engine to these motor mounts. And these motor mounts are pretty good. Let that dry. And as you can see, that radiator is installed at an angle. And first off, we got to install my drive shaft, but I got it in there. Now I'm adding my finishing touches. Wow. I really enjoyed this engine, the assembly of it, the assembly of the suspension. Love to see this build back on track. And also remember, make sure you get over there and check out Manny's 427, because we knocking these out the park.